I'm always excited for new and refreshing experiences in the cinema. Films that have something different to say that are a little bit more original, which is why I was quite excited for Zoe Kravitz's directorial feature Blink Twice. And I really want to talk about it with you guys, so let's get into it. Okay, so Blink Twice has a very interesting premise that is just perfect for the genre that it's playing in. This is a thriller set on an island. One character seems to be having a great vacation. Everything seems to be heavenly, relaxing, nice. She's hanging out with all of these very successful, wealthy people, but there's something not quite right there. She keeps losing little moments. There's certain details throughout the film that illustrate that something is going on without her knowledge. And as this film progresses, it's just really interesting to get tied up in a mystery like this. I think there's just so much fun to be had here. This was especially refreshing after literally just watching the Crow remake an hour before, so getting put into something original that starts off really promising with some nice camera work from Zoe Kravitz, some really energetic needle drops that really give this film a lot of energy, and great performances all throughout. I particularly liked Naomi Ackie in the lead role. I think she does a fantastic job. And then I also think Channing Tatum delivers some excellent work here as this perhaps antagonist, maybe an ally, a friend. Who knows? You do if you've seen the film. But he is really great here and does something a little bit different to what you're usually expecting from him. Less of a comedic role, something a little bit more serious. He's charming and he has the looks and everything like that, but there's something fishy going on there. And those kinds of films just give me a lot to be excited about. And that happened here. I was really wrapped up in this film. I was loving the ensemble. I also have to give a shout out to Simon Rex. He's also just such a welcoming presence on the screen. You don't see him in a film all that often. The last time I saw him in something was Red Rocket, which he was excellent in. So to see him in this was great again. And honestly, for a lot of this, I was entertained, having a good time, enjoying the cinematography, enjoying the snappy editing, enjoying the performances and the mystery. However, this film just starts giving answers, and I actually think it goes into some more problematic territory that undercuts a lot of what it's setting up with its messaging, that leaves you a little bit disappointed by the film's conclusion. I can't really spoil this ending, but for what it's going for, there's definitely some clearly terrible people in this movie. And some characters that you're supposed to be following, that you empathize with, and you do the whole way through. It does a great job of that. However, the final few moments of this movie completely 180 some things, where it feels like, okay, that doesn't quite land or hit what it's supposed to, especially with what it's been setting up all throughout the movie. And I think that is very disappointing to go down the route that it does, when there are some really serious themes and issues that are being explored here that are worthy of being explored. And I think this does a great job of going into those things until we get to that ending. And it just feels so disappointing and made me feel quite shortchanged because, as I said, this thing feels very problematic and it just wants to have it both ways. It wants to have its cake and eat it too. And that just, once again, can just feel quite disappointing, especially with all of the greatness that it had set up. I think if it had nailed its ending, it wouldn't have been perfect. It wouldn't have been on like a Get Out level or anything like that, but it still would have been an excellent thriller. But because of that, it's a little bit more divisive, and I do see a lot of audiences not really liking what it does because of how it explores these themes and issues, and almost feels a little bit careless about it towards the end. Overall, I did quite like Blink Twice. I think it's a good enough thriller. It just doesn't reach that greatness level because it fumbles its ending so bad. But that does not disregard the first 2/3 of this movie that I think do an excellent job. It doesn't completely turn me off the movie, what this ending does, but it just does feel a little bit disappointing and does make me feel a little bit shortchanged. But for the most part, this is a decent, original thriller that I think is worth supporting. And as a score, I'm going to give Blink Twice a 3.5 out of 5. I just think it's a good movie, no more, no less. And those are my thoughts towards Blink Twice. If you've seen the movie, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.